All right, guys, this is Being Trending. You're welcome to the most exciting program on planet Earth, where we'll talk about latest and trending topics as far as the world of sports is concerned. My name is Farouk Aditola. Today, we've got two hot topics to dissect and analyze. And doing justice to that is my favorite guy on set, IBK Sports Babala. How you doing, man?
Make I clap for myself.
You're a big man now.
I'm back on the show.
All right, there's no time to check time. Let's get into the first topic of the day, and let's start from the issue of Paul Pogba. This is a guy that got a lot on his feet. He was a guy that was awesome, even from the age of 16, 17. Virtually all club on earth wanted him. United were lucky to get him, and his career was supposed to be up and up. He had everything as a player. Could score goals, could run the midfield, could defend, can also attack, can also call him a Rolls Royce player. But this guy's career is almost finished, if not over. But he was banned for 4 years for doping, and now Pogba's career is very much in flames. IBK, what exactly do you feel was the problem of Paul Pogba? In spite of, that talent, raw talent that was obvious to the eyes of many, these guys have not been able to hold it together for so many reasons, from indiscipline, from injuries, and also having personal issues with coaches and even family members. But for Pogba's career, what do you make of the latest news as far as banning him for 4.5 years is concerned?
Well, it's good to be here. And there's a popular saying that give a man wealth and power, then you say it's true character.
Absolutely.
I've always said it that, I don't think there's anything like someone being humble.
Yeah.
I think the fact is, maybe the person I've not seen the kind of money that will trigger his release clause, or the fame that will trigger his release clause. There are exceptions to it. There are players that eventually they see the fame and money, like Ronaldo and Messi, and they still kept that cool. Their head is still very much there. Let me start off with talent-wise. I think you can, right from when he was a kid, I remember what the man that gave him his debut at Man United, that was Sir Alex Ferguson. And I think that was far back as 2011 or thereabouts. Absolutely. And that game, you would realize that Pogba was a talent. Mm-hmm. Pogba was someone who was probably those generational talents, because how can you be so good at that age? Controlling the midfield where you have legends. Mm-hmm. And United, letting him go to Juventus, him building up from there, becoming the player that, that developed to be the best, or one of the best in the world. The talent was there, everything was there. And I think where he started getting it wrong was the fame and, the money and everything came into his life. There was really, he didn't have it again, he could probably afford everything he wants. Then he now moved from Juventus back to Man United. Let
me cut you there.
Yeah.
If you're talking about mentorship, these guys have got, this guy, Pogba, has, have a lot of guys that he could look forward to. While playing at Man U, you had players like Paul Scholes, Darren Fletcher, who were just top of the top, Michael Carrick. These guys are top players that you can always learn from, the way they have played football. He also moved to Juventus. He had players like Pello, players that have done it all.
Vidal.
These are guys that, never misbehaved.
Yeah.
And so if you're talking about somebody to be a guide, he had that. But Pogba, after the World Cup,
now you mentioned players like that, but last I say about this generation, Pogba I don't think Pogba is Gen Z, but he's a transition from millennial to, I think, Gen Z. So in the end, you ask yourself, the mentality these guys carry is different from what the old ones carry. Absolutely. That's why I was saying in one of the shows that's why you see players like Pello, Paul Scholes, they take the game, they carry the game on their head, they carry matches on their head, they probably win games. Personal. They take it really, really personal, and they are so intentional about their growth and everything. And I think social media hasn't really helped in helping, or shaping the careers of these young players.
Absolutely, I agree.
That's why you see someone like Rashford, concerned about what people say about him on
Pogba,
social media.
About his hair. How many haircuts?
Pogba talking about his haircuts, Sancho dropping a statement.
Come on.
So you don't see Roy do this thing. You don't see Roy Keane do things like, you don't see Beckham do things like, I always say that these players probably understood how, you know, what it means to represent a particular club.
Yeah.
They understood what it means for you to play for a particular club, and they know where they are coming from, Farouk. They know where they are coming from. They know that
Now,
I'm from the trenches and I need to get things done.
Let's hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Paul Pogba's career. Flop. Achieve his dream, or do you think he just came and never optimized his talent to the highest level?
I think Pogba optimized his talent. I think the only thing is, individually we expected more. You know, he's someone that maybe you want him to get to the ceiling, but just he was able to touch the fan.
Yeah.
You understand? You know, the distance is not much. He won the World Cup for France. He was very instrumental in winning the World Cup as well. Yeah. You get, so he played a lot of games.
He could have done more.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, that he's someone that you expected him to touch the ceiling, but he was only able to aim the fan. So I think for me, in terms of the ban, he has already said it that he didn't do what was said he did. So let's just wait for maybe the court of arbitration to do something about that.
Would his career be defined by this, or will remember Pogba as that man that won the World Cup, as that man that led France at that young age?
That's why someone like Maradona, whatever comes out of Maradona, easily people remember
but
him.
But he's no Maradona.
People remember him.
Not even close to
what I'm saying, people remember him for doping.
Yeah.
Eventually, you cannot hear Maradona's story without hearing the doping story as well. So it's a dent on the image. It's a dent on the image. Whether you like it or not, whether they reduce the ban or not, he has taken a substance that has been banned by the Athletics Federation and also Football Federation. So hopefully, I don't know if they can still say he didn't do it, but whatever it is.
All right, like a flash, let's move away from the issue of Paul Pogba and get straight home. Jose Peseiro, the man who took Nigeria to the final of the Nations Cup, won by Cote d'Ivoire, the host nation, has left Nigeria. And he said this with great comments on social media, wishing everybody the best. And I feel that is a topic that we need to also trash and also talk about. This man came like a man, in the wilderness. He wasn't sure of coming in or even going outside, but was able to weather the storm at the Nations Cup and got all the way, but unfortunately could not bring home the trophy at the final ordeal. He has left. And what exactly do you think Nigeria should be doing post Pereira? But first, I said Pereira, Peseiro. Do you think Peseiro was that man that we can also, categorize him or group him with the likes of Westerhoff, Bonfrey Joe, these great coaches that won individual honors for Nigeria? Remember, Westerhoff took about 4-6 years before he won the Nations Cup. The first time at Algiers 90, he finished second. At Senegal in 1992, he finished third. And before he won the Holy Grail in 1994, can he be within that group?
No, I don't think so, because Peseiro is, in terms of stats, I don't think it's been that impressive, Farouk, because I remember going, en routing to the AFCON. He had a terrible record.
Yeah.
We lost a couple of games, even friendlies prior to the AFCON as well. We lost against Guinea 2-0. So in the end, I think the only thing that I can say that was the best moment for Jose Peseiro was the fact that he had a good run at the AFCON. Mm-hmm. And I always say that tournament football is, is like you just pick it and you take the best out of it. So comparing him to West Ham, I think it's quite disrespectful. I think he's really not as good as West Ham.
Absolutely.
I think he's really not as good as Genoro as well. I think for me, on the long run, I think Peseiro wouldn't, be as long as these guys did with the Super Eagles. The reason he could bow out easily, and maybe the NFF didn't really see anything much about that, but no one is convinced about Peseiro. Mm-hmm. That's the truth. No one is convinced. I myself, I can only say, okay, maybe he had a good run at AFCON, but in terms of being convinced, I don't think Peseiro is in the same light as, Stephen Keshi, Clement Westerhoff, Genero, and the rest.
Well, 2 more questions and we are done with the program. Let's talk about post Peseiro. Who do you think is the coach that should tinker or take up that position? We have a lot of options, but let's start from home first. Should we go the local way or go foreign and still beg coaches to take half salary? Or what do you think exactly the NFF should be looking at now?
Well, there's a reason the last AFCON won by the Super Eagles came from home-based coach. late Stephen Keshi, may so rest in peace.
Yep.
And I always say that in the end, you're on the African continent, you're on the African ground. You need to find a way to infuse the home base players with the foreign base, whether you like it or not. Because in the end, these guys really understand what it means to play on the African continent.
Mm-hmm.
And that was what Keshi used as a key, key thing to winning that AFCON in 2013. Which do we have top managers, local base? I think we've got this man that was there before, Sunday Olise. I think Sunday Olise is quite decent. I think Emmanuel Emenike. No, I think Emmanuel Emenike is quite decent. I think Finidi George is quite decent.
Samson Siasia.
I think Siasia is quite decent as well. Well, you want to mention
or should we do consortiums of coaches or just put somebody as the arrowhead?
Yeah, you have to put someone there. You have to put someone as the arrowhead. You have to put someone
who is that someone to you? Who
understands, African terrain very well.
Yeah.
I would have said maybe Daniel Ogumorede might be in the mix. No, Farouk. He's not beyond. No.
No. That's a joke. That's a joke.
Why this is a joke?
We are not in April.
No, why this is
not April?
Why this is a joke?
Come on.
He has done a lot with Remo Stars.
Come on.
So you think he doesn't have the personality to talk to Super Eagles players?
Of course, he doesn't have it.
Are you sure?
He was an ex-player. Even ex-players like Samson Siasia still get a lot of sticks from local players here. But for me, I think that we can get a better...
What about Ogunbote?
Guys, IBK.
So you think only ex-internationals can actually get it done?
I think so for now.
I think for the respect, so you're actually very right, because in the end, you look at the players that will be involved.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, what do you need as a Super Eagles coach? You need that respect.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Finidi George, this person has also been here before. He has played for the Super Eagles. He has made name for himself, home and abroad. He understands the game very well. So you might be very right. Anyway.
So what are you going with? Finidi George, Samson Siasia, Amunike, Cerezo?
I think I'll go with either Amunike or Finidi George. I think that's fair enough.
IBK still can't decide. If you know what IBK gets me doing in the studio, you know that IBK is a man that like to always go from left to right. He has brought that particular trait on the program. On that note, we have come to the end of what's trending on the best of the best sports show anywhere on planet Earth. We've spoken about Pasero as well as the person should be coming after him, as well as Paul Labile Pogba, the man that led France to the World Cup final, where he won, and also now facing a doping ban for 4.5 years. We wish him all the best in the court. But until we come your way with another exciting edition of Big Trending, big thanks to my guy, IBK Sport. Bigger thanks to you guys watching us. Ensure you engage our social media platform as well as our YouTube channel. Leave comments what you're looking forward to on this particular program. Ask questions. We'll be there to answer you. Until then, enjoy the rest of your day.